alright.
But we're trying to understand it.
Mira. Punya range.
Hello and good morning. Welcome to our Sports Club for the Pro50 Championship final between Mountaineers and the Rocks. Mountaineers winning the toss with the captain Kevin Kasuza at the crease with Peter Moore. Won the toss and decided to bet first on a wicket that looks quite bare and very good for batting, and they've been quite prolific in the way they've gone about their business. 95 after just 13 overs. Peter Moore moving on to 63. His 12th list a half century. With me in the commentary box, Prosper Trano. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tinashe. Good morning to the viewers out there. Yeah, it's been a rapid start from the Mountaineers. PJ Moore has been the chief aggressor. Have a look at that strike rate. He's on 64 at the minute of 36 balls. He's been taking no prisoners. He's been in the mood, attack the bowlers to all parts, and benefiting from, like what you said, Tinashe, a very flat wicket. It's a track that hasn't offered much. And Kevin Kasuza has been alongside him. Partnership now with 96 at the minute. They've done well to set a platform for the Mountaineers.
They have. They're quite interesting. How much will be here, Prosper, because that wicket looks like a belter, and the Rocks themselves have quite a strong batting lineup, and they fancy themselves to come out there and try and emulate what Mountaineers have done here. But we're still a long way to go.
Yeah.
And from the city end, the bet Musoko continues. Kevin Kasuza joins in on the business and drops it over mid-on for a nice boundary.
Yeah, well played, Kevin Kasuza. Also joining in the party. It was there to be hit. The man was up in the circle and not afraid to go aerially. And that's the 100 partnership, 100 runs opening partnership. How often do you see that? These boys are batting so well. Kevin Kasuza now on 25. And that's good cricket. As soon as the man is pushed back, he hits it down the ground to rotate the strike comfortably. It's looking easy out there, Tinashe.
I think they've done well. They've done very well, these two, and I think it's been a good partnership in terms of how they've supported each other. Peter Moore was quickly out of the box, and he actually found boundaries quite easy. 8 but pretty average bowling in that first 10, I must say, Prosper.
Yeah, the bowling hasn't been great. as they scamper through for a quick single there. Might be a chance for two, but PJ Moore turns it down. So we're into the 14th over, and yeah, the bowling hasn't been creative and innovative. You know, when you're faced with a slow pitch like this, it's a simmer. Then you have to dig deep into your battles, you know, try something different like slow ball, the cutters. We haven't seen a lot of that.
No, we haven't. I think the openers, Nungu and Mutsamba, were guilty of also bowling both sides of the wicket, and in the form that PJ Moore was able to capitalize on that. And the pressure wasn't that much for the batters. End of the over, 103 for no loss. The golf course end has had a steady start. We were just speaking about the way that Mountaineers have gone on their business. I think in as much as they've been on the front foot and tried to set the tone, the Rocks haven't really rocked up in terms of summing up this pitch and what it needs, the line and length that you're supposed to bowl on a pitch that's not offering much. Down the ground should just be the one. Brian Mtsinganyama is very athletic fielder, keeps it to one.
Yeah, it's a good option this from Sikandar Raza. He's the captain of Southern Rocks today. He's decided to take the pace off the ball. Dylan Hondo operating here from the golf course end. Around the wicket. He's just looking to dart it in, spread the field, restrict the boundaries, keep it quiet for now, and a wicket becomes a bonus. So, yeah, good tactics from Sikandar Raza. If he can get a few more dot balls in there, go at 4, 5 and over, he will do a job for the lads, Tinashe.
Absolutely, Prosper. I think Dylan here has big shoes to fill in today because of the absence of Tendai Chisoro, usually very handy in white ball cricket. So he's got all to do here and try and cement his spot going into the T20 competition that's coming in not so long.
Yeah, steady, decent over that from Dylan Hondo to finish the 15th. Mountaineers 106 without a loss.
Bowling change from the City end. The captain deciding it's time to take charge here and see if I can have some effect here. Sikandar Raza. What's your thoughts, Prosper?
Yeah, good choice. I mean, he's had to bring himself into the attack. So spin from both ends. He's got a handy Sikandar. We've seen him operating in the national team. He's got a knack of taking wickets. He mixes it up. You're never quite sure what is bowling. You see there, he's got the bowling arm behind his back, trying to deceive the batsman. There we go. Bit of bounce.
Yeah, strange. Strange with the way the seamers have struggled to get any sort of bounce. He's come out here and gotten one to jag a little bit.
Yeah, you get the sense that with the way the track is playing, spin is going to play a big role in this final. And I think we're going to see a lot of spin today. Nothing in it as so far. And Sikandar Raza got one to bounce off a length from the city end. That'll keep the spinners excited. And he's brought the men up in the field as well to try and save the single.
Nicely played, inside out. Should push for two. Brilliant fielding from Trevor Mtsamba, who might have injured, but it looks fine.
Yeah, he's done well. He's done well to keep it to one there. You need the fielders to complement the bowlers. And the big fella, Trevor Mtsamba, down at the, I must say, very quiet Castle Quarter. It's very rare to have a quiet Castle Quarter these days. So if you're in the area, Harare Sports Club is the place to be. Come down, come and have a watch. The very best of the domestic ODI cricketers in action.
Nicely bowled. A little bit of a slings action. After 16, Mountaineers are 108 for no loss, and there shall be drinks.
Yes, here we are. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're live and direct from Harare Sports Club. It's the Pro50 Championship final. The Southern Rocks up against the Mountaineers. Mountaineers having won the toss and chosen to bat first, are cruising. They are on 108 without loss at the minute. PJ Moore, the chief aggressor, he's on 67. And Kevin Kasuza, the Mountaineers captain, is there with him. So it's a good toss to win. And joining me live now, and I do believe he's on his commentary debut, is the legend, Larry Kuirai. Good morning, Larry.
I don't know if you call me the legend. It's a great game of cricket, isn't it? It's I wouldn't go as far as to say it's poised, but you kind of feel if there's going to be a wicket that goes down now, then one or two may follow after. Because when you're sitting in the changing room there, waiting for a wicket to fall, and then suddenly one falls, you might not be ready for it and stuff like that. But these two have set up a good platform for this innings.
Yeah, and especially PJ Moore, he's been a man on a mission, very aggressive in the power play, not afraid to go the aerial route, and just put his team in a solid foundation. Now the game gets easier because the field is spread. He can easily penetrate the gaps, keep it ticking along, and as long as those wickets are intact, then they're setting it up for a very big total. Dylan Hondo is the man in operation.
That's a beauty right there.
Yeah, ball. It's a good angle. Left arm round the wicket, just looking to dart it in. Take pace off as well. And look to nip a wicket here.
He has a beautiful little action, doesn't he?
He does.
Once again. He's keeping it, the ball is staying a bit low. Haven't seen the other bowlers able to get the ball to stay a bit low, haven't.
Yeah, he's doing a job for Sikandar Raza and the Southern Rocks. And you don't mind that. That's one. They're coming back for the second. They're going to have to hurry here. And they make it comfortably back. The batting wall, these two, partnership now, 113. And it's the end of the over. Operating here from the city end. So spin from both ends here. Dot ball to start.
So in this match, in the first 10 overs, the Pacers struggled just a bit. Just after this delivery, the Pacers struggled a bit. How much is Blessing Zarabani being missed in this match?
Yeah, it's a big loss. The tall fella, Blessing Zarabani, he's very penetrative up front with the new ball. That's what they've been missing. They haven't been able to strike early. But having said that, the guys available on the day have to, turn up and do a job. You can't afford to ponder on what could have been. I mean, you've got a final in front of you. You have to make something happen. So you can see here the tactic is just take pace off the ball, slow it down.
Oh, that's a beautiful delivery there.
Yeah, kept low as well. I tell you, it's going to get more difficult to bat later in the day here. So runs on the board are going to be critical.
What I like Raza's bowling at the moment, and Dylan on the other side, is that he's getting the batsman to think a little. So it's not just coming there. It's not just stock ball after stock ball. It's getting embarrassment to think, okay, I can't just, ooh, that's a close one, that's a close one, but might just be sliding down.
Ooh, that's a good shot that looked out for all money, but umpire, I know Chabi not interested. And over the Mountaineers, 115 without loss after 18 overs.
It's quite an experienced umpire, so I'll go with this decision. Cicada Razi having a bit of a chat with Dylan. I wonder they're getting his ear.
Yeah, tactics.
Probably seen something.
Yeah, I think they're just discussing where he wants to bowl and how to set the field there. He's got sweepers on either side. So just looking to that length there and just restrict the boundaries. And if you can nip a wicket or two here as well, that would be even better. Kevin Kasuza at the crease now. Yeah, that's his method of operation at the moment. He's happy to give PJ Moore the strike. They're batting beautifully here. Partnership moves on to 117. It'll be interesting to find out what the record is here for first wicket opening partnership in the final, Larry.
Yeah. I'll have a look for that in just a bit. But in this instance, my question would be, if you're Rocks, are you hoping to force a mistake at this stage, or do you think that you could get some to pull a rabbit out of the hat and bowl something special? Can you bowl something special on this pitch?
Okay, I think the name of the game here is pressure. You have to build pressure, to create that wicket. And, dot balls is what creates pressure, So the more dot balls you bowl, then the more pressure is conveyed to the bowlers, to the batters. End of the 19th. On the ground again from Kevin Kasu, 36. It's been batting well. Yeah, so like I was saying, Larry, pressure. You have to, get those dot balls in, keep it to a minimum of 4 or 5, and do that for a long period. Then you've got a chance. That fielding effort doesn't help.
Yeah, you've got to give your bowlers a chance, because if you limit them to singles, an odd single here and there, that pressure gets created. But when the fielder lets that ball roll under him, it sort of releases the pressure, any sort of pressure that could have been exerted on the Mountaineers at this point.
Yeah, it's a long way down for Trevor, the big fast bowler. He finds himself at point there. Normally you would have your best fielders in that region. But yeah, you're 100% correct, Larry. You need the fielders to back up the bowlers. On a flat track like this, fielding can save you 20, 30 runs. It can make a difference in the end. But much better control from the two spinners here. Sikandar Raza, an experienced campaigner, has been keeping it steady. You get the sense that the Mountaineers are feeling edgy because now the boundaries have dried up. So now they're forced to hit down the ground, and you just sense that the big shot is coming, Larry.
But if you're on the batting side, what you're also thinking is, you've set it up quite well. You expected there to be a period where the bowling will get a bit tight. If you just wait this out and then go big again a little bit later.
Yeah, it will just be the one. PJ Moore going on, moves on to 75. End of the 20th, the Mountaineers are 126 without loss. With ball in hand, round the wicket. Yeah, nicely done. Dot ball to start. Just needs to mix up the pace there, Dylan. Keep the batsman guessing. Yeah, a bit flatter on that occasion.
That's the kind of bowling you need and the fielding effort, because if you look at the previous over, in spite of there not being a big hit, they still conceded 6 runs. So even without the big hit, if the runs are there to be scored, again, and 3 dot balls in that over.
Yeah. Miserly. Dylan Wondo, his brother, of course, to Douglas Wondo. Many of you might recall. PJ Moore goes aerial,
right
high, men under it. And Trevor Mutamba, safe pair of hands there. That's the wicket they wanted. PJ Moore perishes on 76, looking to go for the big one.
And that was that pressure you're talking about. Just exert that pressure. Is 3 dot balls. He decides, okay, I'm not having any of this. Goes after the bowler and can only pick Trevor Mtsamba.
Yep, that's the breakthrough they wanted. PJ Moore, the man who was doing a lot of the damage, he got frustrated, I reckon. The boundaries weren't coming, and he decided to go for the maximum, and didn't have enough legs to go over. But it was a good knock. It was a good knock. He goes for 76. 126 for 1. Sikandaraza continuing from the city end. Kevin Kasuza.
To hunker down. In the last couple of seasons, you're seeing he's brought that aggressive side to his game. And he plays very style.
Born and bred in Mutare, Kevin Kasuza. And yeah, I mean, he's got a couple of test caps as well. Remember, he was unfortunate to get hit. Had a couple of concussion scares in the tests in there, but
2 test matches in a row.
Yeah, looks at home here in the shorter formats, but he needs to kick on now. Solid platform leg there, and he's got the track as well. I mean, it's not doing much for the bowler, so you know you can knuckle down here and get an innings of substance for your team, and it's a final as well. So these are the sort of games that the selectors will be
after this ball. At the end of the over, it's 130 for 1 after 22 overs at the crease. Kuzai Sauramba on had yet to score, and Kevin.
22 overs gone. Mountaineers winning the toss and electing to bat first, and it was a solid opening stand between Kasuza and PJ Moore. PJ Moore perishing a couple of overs ago, and now Kuzai Sauramba going though because they're dotting him up. You know, good work there from Sifa Joao, the man at mid-wicket, put his hand in there and almost caused a run-out, Larry.
Absolutely. So, of course, some of these players used to be teammates. A lot of the players who are now at Rocks were once at Mountaineers, and they'll have won a couple of titles together. How much do you think that forms as a rivalry? Is this sort of like a pseudo derby now between the two of them?
Yeah, no doubt. It does have a factor. The teams have been chopping and changing over the years, and the boys will know each other very well. You know, I think Dylan and Kasuza were in the under-19 setup at the same time at some point as well. So there we go. Cotton ball chance. Dylan Hondo.
You can see that was coming.
Safe pair of hands and good work off his own bowling. That's his second of the game. Kevin Kasuza, you have to say, that's a loose short. It was short asking to be hit, and he had the whole field to pick, and he manages to find the bowler's hands. So he has to go. He goes for foot. Loss in concentration, perhaps.
Well, it's again that pressure, because if you look at the side that the way Dylan Hondo has been bowling, he has not been giving runs away. So it forces the batter to go imaginative, and when they're getting a bit more imaginative, what happens is that they sort of try to be a bit too clever, actually. They have a lot of runs on the board, so I think Kevin Kasuza will be disappointed in that shot. But the next batter coming in is an aggressive hitter, so maybe we might see some fireworks coming out. Timison Maruma.
Yeah, how often do you see that saying in cricket that one wicket always brings two? PJ Moore falling, and Kevin Kasuza not long after also perishing after playing, it has to be said, an ordinary shot. But yeah, I mean, Dylan Hondo, 2 wickets to his name in a big final, is turning up for the Southern Rocks. He's just come into the attack, and it's been full of control. I'll go around the wicket. Left armer, you always need a left armer in the game, and he's controlled the game for the Rocks now. After that initial good start from the Mountaineers, you can say that the game is evenly balanced here.
I'd say, but if you're Rocks, you've got the perfect scenario now. 2 new batters at the crease. You can see it, even the field placing. They've got a slip now in place. You get excited now. You think, hey, I could get 1 or 2 more wickets here.
Yep, Timson Maruma, the new batsman at the crease. I'm sure he's had to strap them on as quick as he can, because from a solid opening foundation, all of a sudden, the Mountaineers find themselves 2 wickets down. So they're going to have to restart, as it were.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I did say it.
Another one bites the dust. Timson Maruma doesn't stick around for long. It was pitched up, tossed up out there from Dylan, and he found the edge. Sikandar Raza, no mistake there at first slip. So Timson Maruma has to go. Roy Kahia, at first slip. Beautiful delivery. Lots of air on there, and Roy Kahia, safe pair of hands at first slip. So Timson Maruma goes without troubling the scorers. The Mountaineers are 3 down for 131. Yourself a favor and come and have a watch, because we've got the Pro50 Championship final. Southern Rocks up against the Mountaineers. Southern Rocks slowly crawling their way back into the game. 3 quick wickets to restrict Mountaineers to 131 for 3. Dylan Hondo, the man with the golden arm, he's got 3 wickets so far. And 2 new batters at the crease there, Kudzai Saramba, and the new man who just joined us, Tony Munyonga. So, good game on our hands, Yallery.
I'd say that was a very, very disappointing shot from Timothy Maruma, because it was a non-committal shot. He was neither blocking, he wasn't trying to hit it, and therefore just got the edge. And Roy Kahia says, "Thank you very much. I'll take that."
Yeah, he got deceived in the air, didn't he? It's quite a skill to effect there from Dylan Hondo. Around the wicket, just tosses it up, invites the bat into thinking that it's there to hit. And Timson Maruma, he'll be disappointed. I mean, it's a big final. You want to, be amongst the runs, but wasn't to be today. So these 2 new guys now have a job to do. Kudzai Saramba, he's done it before. He's capable. And the new men as well, Tony Munyonga, lots of promise. They're going to have to weather the storms. They've lost a couple of important wickets in quick succession.
And if you're Mountaineers at this point, you've really just got to go back to the basics. Just try to rotate the strike. I think there's been an attempt too much to try and have a heave. Oh, dropped.
Ooh. Might have to see the medics running on here. Kudzai Saramba going hard at the man at mid-wicket. Did very well to get his hand there, but might have won it. He looks right, back on his feet. Yeah, so valiant effort there in the mid-wicket region.
Yeah, it's just one of those, if it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It was going at him at a rate of knots. Did well to stop it. That was probably going to go for a 4. But again, unnecessary. I don't think you should be trying to go after those big shots at this moment. There's a lot of overs to go. If that sticks, you're suddenly down to 4, and then it gets a bit dicey.
Yeah, it's the pressure, isn't it? Sikandar Raza not giving much away, and it's a dot ball to finish a very good over.
Just one off it.
24 overs gone. Mountaineers in the spot of bother at 132 for 3. from the golf course end. He's provided the much needed breakthroughs for the Southern Rocks. He's kept it really simple with that left arm's angle around the wicket. He's into his 8th over now, just 22 runs off them. A very healthy economy rate at 3 and over. So if you're the Mountaineers in this situation, you don't want to get bogged down because it adds to the pressure. You need to find a way to get off strike. Plenty of gaps out there, just hit it down the ground, and
there you go.
it's another return catch. Dylan Hondo, you can't get that man out of the game. Easy return catch there.
And Kuzai Sauramba has to go. His 2 came off 12 balls.
Mountaineers now 132.
Yeah, another loose shot there. But again, it's the pressure. He has to go. He was looking to hit it down the ground, came down the track and didn't quite get there. And Dylan Hondo, safe pair of hands. That's his 4th. So the Mountaineers in a spot of bother here, 132 for 4. And it's a dot ball to finish the 25th over. The Mountaineers 132 for 4.
We are at Harare Sports Club. It's the Pro50 final between Rocks and Mountaineers. Mountaineers, having won the toss a little bit earlier, is 132 for 4 after 25.1 overs. Joining me now, Tinashe Chimbambo, who's a man who's in a good mood at the moment after a big result yesterday and a big performance in the family.
Absolutely, I'm quite chuffed. The Eagles, not my favorite team, but they've got one of my favorite players in there, and she went out and she did the business for the team, and unfortunately for her, she didn't have a long party after the win, after getting injured. That being said, though, I'm not in a very good mood currently after being 120 odd for no loss. My favorite men's team have sort of gone into self-destruction, lost 4 quick wickets.
For just 12 runs. And my question is why go after Dylan Hondo? And the way they've been going after him, is it Is it pride? What do you think it is?
I think, Larry, it boggles the mind why we had to go all guns blazing against Dylan, who, for me, has been the pick of the bowlers. Wasn't the wicket, and what length and line you need to be bowling. And it just seems a little bit too paced for the spinners. And it hasn't been easy to really play your shots. And after PJ Moore, the guy who was going like a Boeing earlier on in the power play, struggled to get him away. I would have thought Dave Horton and his Jews in the Mountaineers changing room would have
Looks like he got him back in quite comfortably there. Otherwise, it would have been the showers for him as well. The way I'm seeing it at the moment, at the end of the 26th over, it's 134 for the last of 4 wickets. Donald Tiripano on 1 and Tony Munyonga on 1. At this point, it's just a rebuilding exercise. It's a simple exercise. Even if you only make 15 runs in the next 5 overs, just rebuild.
Absolutely, Larry. I think you're spot on in that end. You wouldn't ask for a better partnership in terms of rebuilding. These two has been in and amongst the runs in the Pro 50 for Mountaineers. Donald Tiripano having 150 odd, a decent partnership lower down the order. And he's a guy who can bat long as well. Now we've seen how handy he is as a batter for Zimbabwe, even in test matches. So it's a good place to be for Mountaineers, bar losing those wickets. But if you're looking for 2 players to try and rebuild this innings, you wouldn't look further than Tony Munyonga and Donald Tiripano.
Absolutely. And the man Dylan Honda is back. Do you bowl him out at the moment, or do you save a couple for later in case some of your plans don't work out?
But the way that is going, I would bowl him through. Maybe try and open an end. As soon as one of these is out, you're into the bowlers for Mountaineers. So like the way that Sikandar Raza has gone about his business, I'm sure I would like to get one more here, and then we'll have a look in at that lower middle order, which comprises of Winston Masakaza, Wellington Masakaza. After that blistering start, you might be able to restrict Mountaineers to a score that is south of 200.
A score south of 200. After that first start, we were already looking at probably a 300. We thought that was on the cards. These 2 sides met earlier in the season, and Rocks made 306, and Mountaineers got to 300. So they know quite a bit about each other, as I alluded to earlier on. After 27 overs, it's 134 for the loss of 4 wickets. Donald Tiripano and Tony Munyonga both on 1. It's a nice sunny day at Harare Sports Club. If you're close by, come through for a great game of cricket. So with one over left from Dylan Hondo, who do you look to next?
Oh, there's a couple of options here for Raza. Sifas Joao, come in and bowl in similar fashion as Dylan Hondo, who's been brilliant, and an off-spinning option in Brian Mzinganyama. Who's also very handy as an off-spinner.
Roy Kaya, perhaps?
I doubt that. I'm not sure if Roy Kaya has really cleared himself of those dodge action. He still has some things to work on his action, and I don't think he'll be considered. I haven't seen him bowl in this Pro 50 thus far, but if he is available to bowl, I think he'll be a very good option. Roy is a very cunning, very clever bowler. Will be able to extract something from a wicket like this. The Mountaineers have it all to do here, because they still need to look at their scoring and also making sure that they don't lose another wicket. 135 for 4 after 27.5. Just one from that over. 135 rather for 4 after 28 is Mountaineers.
Gets his FIFA because this is final over, whether he does or not. He's certainly turned this game around.
Definitely, I think he deserves that FIFA.
Just 22 runs from his 9 overs so far, having taken all 4 wickets for Rocks at present.
It looked a very good toss to win earlier. We spoke about how good this wicket has been playing, and as soon as we had spinners both ends, they were able to restrict the Mountaineers from getting boundaries, and I don't think they were quite ready to. Good running from Donald Tiripano pushes Musoko in the deep for 2. I think they'll need to do a lot of that good running is Mountaineers. Low risk cricket, hard in between the stumps, and these two have started well. You see that, Larry, it just seems like the slower bowlers are just managing to get that ball to get stuck in the wicket a little bit. Something that the seamers were not able to do, and that just makes it very difficult for shot making and the timing of it. And with that, Dylan Ponto soft bowling it into the wicket, that minute delay just puts the batters off a little bit and make it very difficult to play attacking strokes. As you saw, Kevin Kasuza was early on that one and was caught and bowled.
And you mistime it a lot as well.
A couple of deliveries here from a splendid spell from one to end the over. It's 138 after 29, just for the loss of 4 wickets. Dylan Hondo finishing what has been a splendid spell. Well done to him. 4 wickets, 25 runs, 30 runs in his 10, going for just 2.5 runs in over.
As a possibility in as far as bowling, but not that Kaiya. It's a different one. They call him Trigger, but government name Innocent Kaiya, cousin to Roy Kaiya. He's taken the city end, which is being occupied by Sikandar Raza.
Very handy bowler, clever as well. Not a big tenor of the ball. Big shot. Tony Munyonga goes underneath that one. Will not get to the boundary, but will pick up 2 very important runs.
Got right to the pitch, and the delivery didn't allow it to do a lot more after.
Tony Munyonga, player of the match in the Pro50 edition of 2018-2019. Big game player this. The Rocks will need to foot toss. Heaved away to deep square leg and one bounce into the... Well played. Kaya here not starting very well.
That deserved to be hit, that one. Not a great delivery by any stretch of the imagination. He picks it right from off and sends it all the way to the boundary. That was 4 written all over it.
Tony Munyonga knowing exactly where his fielders are, just allowing that ball to almost get in, then heaves it over deep square leg. Kaya here will need to rethink his bowling options.
That's some good cricket right there. After a big shot, sometimes the temptation is to just keep going big. Reset just a little bit. And also a good comeback from Innocent Kaya after 2 very ordinary got punished.
Absolutely, you needed that. Again, down leg side, and this time Cuthbert Musoku is unable to get across and stop that one. Another boundary. Very good batting from Tony Munyonga.
I think Tony Munyonga has decided, I'm going to have a go here. Almost as if he's decided, I'm not going to let this bowler settle. Let's have a go at him right from the beginning. But maybe, and both low risk shots really, to vacant areas. Cuthbert could have done a little bit better, maybe perhaps to stop that one. But you can see the intent from Tony Munyonga. A good stop there from Sikandar Raza. And at the end of the 30th over is 148 for the loss of 4 wickets. That first over from Innocent Kaya going for 10 runs.